Il y a eu des supporters plus malins ou plus dissimulateurs que d'autres.
Paris, the city of love, light, and lately looting and riots. On Saturday night, Paris Saint Germain finally won the Champions League for the first time in history, a moment fans had waited decades for. You would expect champagne, hugs, confetti. Instead, two dead, nearly 200 injured, over 500 arrested. Champs-Élysées turned into Champs Elysees. Why? Because in Paris, even celebration is a contact sport. The match ended, fans cheered, fireworks exploded, and then so did store windows, public property trashed, police vans torched, shops looted, metro stations vandalized. The heart of France looked more like a war zone. The question is, why does Paris riot so often even when there is no injustice, just a football win? Let's not beat around the burning bush. There are three suspects here. Number one, a section of immigrant youth in suburbs, often marginalized, unemployed, and angry. Second, radical fan groups, the ultras, notorious for violent flare ups, and the good old internet. Social media became a digital fuel canister. TikTok, Instagram, even Telegram groups were filled with calls like Meet at 10, Gear Up, Bring Fireworks. Some even live streamed themselves breaking shops. IS robbing Louis Vuitton for clout. But blaming just one group would be lazy. The French state has also ignored its simmering social cauldron for decades. These are the cracks in the republic: a forgotten youth, a broken police citizen relationship, and every riot is just another pressure valve blowing up. But why during celebration? Good question. Riots in France have become as common as baguette. From protest over pensions to police brutality and now even sports wins, every excuse becomes a trigger. Because let's be real, for many in the suburbs, this isn't about football, it's about frustration. Winning the Champions League gave them a reason to come out and crowd to hide in. And what is the cost? Over 20 million euros in property damage, hundreds of hours in cleanup, local businesses forced to shut, tourism image tarnished, police overtime and legal procedures through the roof. Let's look at the history. The Yellow Vest protest cost French economy nearly 4 billion euros in damages and lost productivity during 2018 and 19. The pension reform protests in 2023 nearly 1.2 billion euros in insurance and claims and infrastructure damage. Tourism, a 60 billion euro industry, takes a direct hit. During major protests, bookings in Paris fall by 10 to 30%. Retail in central Paris often suffers 20 to 40% revenue drop. France is already battling inflation, rising public debt, and cost of living crisis, and now taxpayers will foot the bill for a celebration that looked like a civil war. This isn't new. In 2005, riots lasted 3 weeks after police allegedly chased two teens to their deaths. In 2023, more clashes over pension reforms, and in 2024, unrest over police shootings. So, when PSG won in 2025, some were not celebrating victory, they were venting defeat of their lives, their chances, their future. Let's say it plainly: yes, immigrant youth are involved. Yes, the state has failed integration. Yes, social media fans the flames. And yes, this isn't just about sports, it's about a system broken and burning, using football as a smoke screen. So the next time someone says Paris is burning, ask them, was it a protest, a party, or just a symptom? Because if football wins bring funerals, maybe the problem isn't sport, it is the society. You are watching Peace and Power with Rahul Goyal. Like, share, and don't write. See you next week.